mission, infiltrated, sabotaged, and slowed down. And the immigrant community, let's call it North Oakland, have been fattened up and they spread all over the country, Masjid everywhere. But in our own black neighborhood, right, where Islam took hold, have been ignored. I want you to put all of this together and begin to think, wait a minute, if that's true, what we just said, then that would justify the system doing everything to us that it could to stop us from moving forward. Because if the immigrant gets charge of Islam in America, he's going to be passive, not ashamed of being a Muslim, but he's going to be mousy about Islam. They feel if the African American, not the handkerchief-headed Muslims, but if the real African American get charge of Islam and gain power, he's going to treat us, as white folks, like we treated him. And that's not the way. I could show you, in fact, y'all could look at these and you could see, yeah, you could pass it. You could see. Now, let me, the first at the top it says, Bahia, equal, beware. Beware of change. Subject, you. I have permanently negative. Just the reality. Now this is 18 years ago. This is not last week. This is old. Keep focus. Keep focus on we produce. In other words, we produce. Simple game but effective, diverting you from one thing to another. We got movement to build. And it goes on, she must manage, make lists, build sisterhood, take focus off materialism. The people would be maybe materialistic, talking too much about materialism. This is before we even moved in the house down there. And we're working on the house to make it like it is now, but people are running their mouth. When I wrote this, we was downstairs down there. Now it says, remember, people don't give a damn about Mr. Nice Guy. It's just a reality. I don't care how nice and friendly you are. Historically, people don't care. They just don't have the time to care. They're thinking about their own lives, right? And they used to say nice guys never win. But we don't pay no attention to that. Now, remember movement agenda. Okay, so we wanted to talk where we're at. Now I want to go to the next page. It's all looking like it is because it was, somebody tried to maybe wet it up and it didn't go all the way. Policy, kindness, compassion, help them move from informer, saboteur to liberator. Can everybody read that up there? Now we have South Africa, the necklace they used to put on people. Remember the necklace to tie around their neck and set it on fire? Okay, we go down to the bottom. Sympathy, I'm trying to, committed to, fortunate, no fear of system. I want you and your help, I want to, That was stuff about algae and the bad stuff. Algae is a person, not a thing. Clear state, neutralize. I have Malcolm, mouth-to-mouth breathing. Y'all remember the guy that when Malcolm is shot, the guy is giving him mouth-to-mouth breathing, but is he killing him or trying to help him?
The police.
The police was giving him mouth-to-mouth, so what the hell is he doing? I mean, we can't prove it, but what is he doing? The police. He's smothering the guy. This is just our view of what he's doing. He's a police, therefore, would he try to save him? Now, I have something about myself here. No natural killer instinct. Can everybody see that at the bottom? This is a note to myself. No natural killer instinct. Not a weakness, but it's a strength. Value people more than gold. Can you see that? Value the people more than the gold. This is like the question you asked, how did you get this way? Well, I've always been this way. I'm just better at it now. I'm better at focusing on the goal. I'm better than this time, but everything is here that we say now. But I'm better at it now. Because of time and because of practice. A lot of people don't know why this. This is the same thing that happened at the Pettus Bridge, right down there in wherever it was, Alabama. You ever see the movie Gandhi? They had the people marching up in fours to get knocked over the head, and they take them on off there. Getting busted upside the head is almost a rite of passage. And everybody is so mad about it, but they're mad because the focus is on the Negro. Why people get mad at the Negro that do the work for the white man instead of getting mad at the white man? If you get the nigger, the white man gonna send another nigger. And you going to jail for killing him. You'll be like Imam Jamil. You go to prison for I don't know how long, because the white man will have you focused on the physical. This guy here is coming to take me to jail. He's a sheriff. Did they hire a sheriff to take this guy's place? Of course they did. But Imam Jamil is long gone, and we got to hurry up and get him out. You see what I mean? So, how many people, everybody was coming here for the last several years. Yeah, I'll go out there and help you out. I said, I don't need your help. I said, I know you don't understand this. They're doing what we want them to do. We had to go, suppose, look at this stuff that's happening now. Everything is out in the open. This has been our mission from the very beginning. As one person said, to expose injustice. They could say in 1971 anything they wanted about me. They said, y'all probably didn't see it, but maybe it did. They said that when I was arrested in the airport in Los Angeles, coming in from Mexico, I was going to Mexico because I was tired to find a place to stay because I was tired of harassment from the police. So Mexico is close. I go down there and stay a while, cool off. I come back up to the U.S. But I can go down there and just lay back in the sun. I could take it easy. I could go to the beach. I found me a beach house. I could fly down. I could drive down. Mexico is nowhere from this factory border. Just go down there, right? When I came back, second or third time probably, my wife had a gun. She always had a gun. Because she's in Mexico. I don't know nothing about what the people are going to do. So you could have a little firecracker just to protect yourself. If you know you ain't going to be sitting with me all day. You could like be going around in the market, anywhere. I don't need one. I didn't have one. So they found the piece, the customs. Then they said, well, we want to pull y'all to the side. Do you know that the customs and did I read my arrest report to y'all? Do you know what it said? I didn't pat the guy down. He didn't pat me down. Is that right? And Nixon just came out with stop and frisk 2 years ago in '69, and in '71, they're not stopping and frisking an African American that comes in from Mexico with the sharpest nigga in the United States almost, and the arrested this nigga, and as soon as they push the button, it comes up. This nigga been arrested. Y'all seen my arrest record. I had to get it from the bail bondsman. I was arrested so many times. Because the police, if just to show the record how many times I was arrested, would prove my point. The police would not show, they said, we don't have no arrest record of him. So I said, the bail bondsman got it. My record of arrest comes from the bail bond. Remember I was showing you? That's the bail bond. It's 10 pages long of arrest. The most arrested man in the United States. Because nobody else could afford to go to jail, get out, go to jail, get out. And the lawyers were with him. Why the lawyers didn't just get me a driver's license? Because they made more money. Why the bail bondsman didn't wake me up to nothing? Because I'm young and the bail bondsman make more money. So the police, right? The lawyers and the bail bondsman are all in it together. Right? They're all in it together. But the police, the feds say, we didn't pat him down. I said, and I kept that. I said, no, you didn't pat me down. What did you do? Well, we took him to another room. The whole, one thing about it, anybody we can scrape up on that flight from LA to LA, if they're still alive, they may be 150 years old, but they're going to remember that nigga, yeah, that's the black, the only black people on there. Black people didn't travel much in those days. Yeah, his wife had a gun. And they took him aside and they patted him down. Did they pat him down? Yes, I saw. Let's see, you mean pat him down the stomach, and the shoes, and all? Of course they patted him down. He's a nigga, right? Tell the truth. But my paperwork says, here's the point. They could say anything they wanted in those days. They went farther. They said that they went back to a room 5 or 6 hours, 4 or 5 hours later, which you can't do, and put what you found in that room, right, on my wife. We found some cocaine and some heroin. Well, it just so happens I was a cocaine dealer, not a heroin dealer, but heroin sounds pretty bad, because that's what was killing niggas, right? I didn't sell no heroin. I sold cocaine, marijuana, a little bit of crank here and there, but I didn't sell no heroin. I was never arrested for heroin in my life. 11,500, I was arrested for 11,530, marijuana and stuff like that. So anyway, not only that, how they can do you? They said, oh, well, we found the Negro had a plastic bag full of dope, and it was in the hotel. It was, you know, the hotel I was staying, it was wrapped up in that, and it happened to have the receipt. I said, now you can tell people that nowadays, that the best way to smuggle dope is to put the hotel where you stand and put the receipt. Clarence Stream stayed in room 605 or 205, right? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. It's got to be hilarious. But that's 1971. That's why I left. I said, y'all got the police, you got the FBI, you got the judges, and y'all still cheating. I said, I quit. That's why I packed up and left the United States. I said, man, y'all got the whole show and you're still cheating. That's exactly the words. I said, no, I can't win this one. That's why I left the country. I said, you got everything on your side and you still cheating? You know, setting people up. Okay, let me get back to this. You can see the attitude. These are messages to myself, most of it. Policy of kindness and compassion. Help them move from informer, saboteur to liberators. That's the tattletales here. That's the tattletales here in Oakland, all of them. That's who I'm talking about. I'm referring to helping people. That's a policy. It says a policy. Now, I didn't plan to use this publicly, but this is a policy. My policy here, 16 years ago, it had to be maybe 2003 or something like that. Because 2002 was when we changed to kind of where we are now. 2002, Khadijah come in here and beat up Karima. Anybody remember that? Yeah. Okay. Khadijah was always the muscle arm. I don't know how. Khadijah beat up Zakiya. That's how they buried her. She beat up the little yellow girl, the little yellow lady. I guess everybody she beat up was pretty and yellow. So they